they proposed today, and we will, of course, seize any opportunity to put on the table our concrete proposal that brings about a delivery in the increase in crude oil production and a more efficient operating refinery operation and so on.
Does the public have any cause to worry following today's meeting and what the union's stance would be?
Well, that's a very good question. And not because of the union stance, but because of what they had proposed. The public has every single reason to worry because of what they had proposed. Let me say it again. The proposal is to shut the refinery down and to import liquids, fuels. Import gasoline, kerosene, diesel, jet fuel and so on to power our economy. And that has to be the height of madness when in fact we have the both knowledge, competence and experience and of course the capacity and infrastructure to produce that fuel. They are proposing to import it. Where are you getting foreign exchange from to import that? Yeah? At this point in time, when you close down your own refinery in a situation where we are about to celebrate 56 years of independence. We are back to the plantation. Yeah?
How much crude are we importing and how much are we producing right
now?
Well,
right now the company imports 100,000 barrels of crude per day. Our proposal will see a reduction, drastic reduction in that and an increase in our own indigenous crude oil production and so on. And in fact, we are producing some 30,000 to 40,000 barrels of local crude. Our proposal is to increase that exponentially. And we have to get down to the hard task of looking at well by well, field by field, and so on, and to determine on the basis of not just that, but all of the seismic reports and so on, where more oil is situated, and to produce that oil for the country's benefit.
You've signaled a massive political fallout for this government, given the proposals that they've put forward today. If they, by chance, happen to take the union's proposal and implement it, would that fallout still exist?
But I'm not too sure that where they are going with this, our proposal. Because as they say we are going to have discussions, they are still going ahead doing what they are doing. And of course, we already see the heartless intention of Dr. Rowley and of course his government to unleash on the people, unleash on the citizens of this country a type of hardship this country perhaps have never seen before.
With them going forward,
and we are taking note of that.
With them going forward with their proposals, did they indicate at what time or give a time frame in which employees can be impacted or affected?
Well, we asked that question and they were very cagey with that answer, except to say that they, in one instant, they have already cancelled the order of foreign crude, so that they are in the process of working through the crude that they have currently, ramping it down to take the operations down. And so that signals to us that is a fait accompli on the part of the government to shut the refinery down and to send workers home and to disregard the proposal in spite of and in the face of a commitment given for dialogue before any decision is taken, and that has to be wrong.
Mr. Roget, what would you tell the motoring public given the events of today?
Well, that we have a government that is clueless, we have a government that really is reckless, we have a government that is not up to the job, and all of the above is resulting in extreme hardship to the motoring public and to the public at large, and to brace themselves on the basis of this proposal for extreme hardship at the pumps and of course throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and the compounding effect that will come as a result of that proposal. It has to be the height of madness in independent Trinidad and Tobago. 56 years, after 56 years of independence, you close down your one refinery and then go back to exporting local crude and importing the finished product with added value. Exporting the raw material and importing the finished product of gasoline, kerosene, dieseline and jet fuel and so on to power the country's economy and so on. That has to be crazy.
Are you referring directly to the issue of the fuel subsidy and the government position in terms of the rolling back of the subsidy?
But it has nothing to do with subsidies now. It is a straight case of closing down your only refinery that produces fuel. And if we are saying that we can operate those assets efficiently, which is what the plan is about. Cut out, trim out all of the fat of inefficiencies and so on, duplication, the fat of inefficient processes and so on, all of which are leading to an overall inefficient operation, an operation that does not have accountability with it. If we can turn that around, that is what our plan addresses. And once we address those things, we can then produce for the country and for export. But that is not where their heads are. Their head is at shutting it down and believing that their only accomplishment is to get at the Oilfields Workers Trade Union. Those things have been tried in the past, perhaps not as that way, but we saw what happened to those who tried that in the past.
And those who maybe
certainly would not be different around this time.